Wisconsin opened the second half of the Big Ten season last Friday night with a solid 2-0 win over Notre Dame. Carson Bantle redirected a shot by Tyson Jugnoth for a power play goal that broke a scoreless tie late in the second period. Corson Ceulemans found the back of the net shortly thereafter, and Jared Moe made 27 saves for his third shutout of the year. Saturday night, a lot different. The Badgers' furious comeback fell short. Head coach Tony Granato will recap the weekend when he joins us next. I'm Brian Posick, and this is the Badger Hockey Digest.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Dear Winter, we're coming. Our squad of vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of our game. Bundle up. Toyota.
Get 3.99% APR for 48 months on a new Toyota Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, or Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, Tony, two very different games last weekend against Notre Dame. So solid on Friday, and then almost a heck of a comeback on Saturday.
Not so solid on Saturday.
I'll let you say that. Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Friday's game for us as a team, and evaluate how you play as a team and individually. You grade us out all really good because defensively we were sound. Goaltending, Jared was really good when he needed to be. But overall, from the start of the game to the end of the game, we were in control of how we played. And then the game on Saturday started the opposite. We were on our heels, we were flat-footed, we never got any momentum going until the power plays got us going in the third period. And then, was it exciting in the third to see that we didn't quit? Yeah, it was. It really was. But again, we blew an opportunity there after coming off a great performance to carry the momentum from that game into Saturdays. And obviously, Notre Dame was the opposite. They got, spanked on Friday, and they were going to make sure that they started the game differently Saturday. They came out and took advantage of us being a little bit sleepy, and we chased the game the whole game.
Yeah. But you have Charlie Stremel back with a bronze medal from the World Junior Championship. Ty Smolonic returned to the lineup as well. And it's been good to see Owen Lindmark and Mike Vorlicky back this season. Mike, like Owen, underwent major surgery and missed all of last season. Let's take 2 minutes with defenseman Mike Vorlicky.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough, obviously, missing the season and not really knowing going into the season how the hips are going to feel. And then as soon as a couple practices, 2 weeks in, I think it was sort of like, I don't know if I can put this on the mend all year and try to fight through it and get shots. So then after that, decided to get the surgery. One took place before the other, and then there was a lot of working with Rhodes over at the Kohl Center with Bailey after that, just PT, kind of doing stuff like activation, stuff like that. And honestly, the process was much easier with them. So it was, when looking back on it, it wasn't too much of a process to go through because they helped so much. And having Owen there too, it was huge. And he kind of, made me want to work harder and stuff like that.
You made your return in October at Ohio State. What was that experience like?
To be fair, the first couple of shifts were kind of, I was like, wow, I'm a little out of shape. These guys they're buzzing by me. But, it picked up after that, and it got much better. And then the weekend after that was better and better and better. So it was super fun getting back out there. But it was, for the first couple of shifts, I was like, oh, I got to get back into this.
I suppose when you're out for so long, you realize how much you miss this, right?
Oh, yeah. You definitely miss the guys for sure in the locker room. That was something that I made sure I tried to do every day last year when I was injured, just making sure it was a routine to go to the rink even for 30 minutes or an hour and just watch all the practice, even jumping in film. And then when you get out there and get to practice with the guys, that's so huge again. And then the games obviously are so fun. But yeah, it was a tough year in terms of not having the hockey part of it, but they made it easier by being around the rink all the time. So yeah.
Mike, I think, was characterized as a defensive defenseman, but you've added some offense to your repertoire. You got a career high in points, Mike.
Yeah, I think it's kind of just picking my spots, and we talk a lot about the D zone starts in the O zone. So if I could be making turnovers at the blue line on the other team, that helps a lot, because none of the other teams probably want to play in the D zone that much. They're high skilled, high offense. So if you're thinking, oh, I can get a chance here, a chance there, and if it ends up being a goal, it ends up being a goal. But yeah, it's defense first, obviously, for me, but the offensive part of it that's something I've tried to do a little bit more this year, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I guess what we've learned about your team is you need everybody to chip in, right?
Yeah, this year we're trying to figure out ways to score more, and I think it's coming for sure. I think the second half is going to be huge for our power play, and then, yeah, as long as we can get the puck up to the forwards and then get a fourth guy in there, that's a new thing, having the defenseman up in the play. It just opens everything up for them, even just having him there. So that'll be huge for us in the second half.
Brandon Spiegel did a piece with Mike Vorlicky earlier this season on All Access. Mike just mentioned Bailey Lanzer, who's a physical therapist, and team trainer Andy Rohde, who helped him through the rehab process. And Tony, with everything that went on last week, the remarkable recovery of Damar Hamlin, the Buffalo Bills safety, and the quick response by athletic trainer Rachel Leahy to save the life of Army hockey player Eric Huss, who took a skate blade to the neck in a game last week, we should acknowledge the medical professionals with the UW Athletic Department and the work they do to keep the student athletes healthy and safe.
Well, again, you hate to have a couple situations happen where you have to remind yourself of how lucky we are to have Andy Rohde and the medical staffs that we're all lucky enough every single day of our collegiate careers or pro careers, people like that around us to take care of us. So we all gave Andy a hug and gave him a thank you. Sometimes, again, we don't acknowledge that appreciation enough during the season, but what happened last week in both situations that you mentioned, you realize how lucky, first of all, we are to play the sport, but second of all, knowing that there are certain risks that we do take, but when something does happen, there's people there for us that can save our lives. It's pretty much the best way to say it. We do owe a great amount of appreciation and thank yous to lots of people behind the scenes that show up every day, and they hope they never have to be put in a position that the Buffalo Bills trainers were or that the West Point trainer was, but they're ready for it. And again, Andy Rohde is one of the best, and we're lucky to have him on our bench.
No question about that. Wisconsin has an exhibition game against the United States under-18 team Friday night at the Kohl Center. You don't look at it as an exhibition, though, do you?
No, and a couple reasons. One, to respect that team, they don't want us to go out there and just throw the sticks out there. They want to play a good, college hockey team that's going to compete, play like they would in a regular season. That's one of the reasons. And secondly, we have to establish a rhythm and an identity to how we're going to play consistently. We just said Friday night's game was great. Saturday's night game was the opposite of great. So we want to get to be in a consistent place. We also have players coming back into the lineup. You mentioned Smolonic, who played really, really well in his game on Friday, but only played one game. Right. Stramel's back. He's going to be in the lineup. Horvath's returning from his illness. He'll be back in the lineup. So now that we're getting a full lineup, we need to get some rhythm with lines and kind of this game is one of those games that's set up to help us, but I want to play it the right way.
All right. This U18 team, by the way, is 10-4 against Division I teams this season, and they feature two future Badgers, defenseman Brady Cleveland and Zach Schultz. Have fun on Friday.
Thank you, Brian.
Sure, that's Badgers head coach Tony Granato. Wisconsin and the U.S. under-18 team Friday night face-off at 7. You can hear the game on the Badgers Sports Network. For Stephanie Olson, Jay Williams, and Tony Granato, I'm Brian Posick. Thanks for watching the Badger Hockey Digest.
This has been a presentation from Learfield,